Sweet memories and bitter experiences. We always have a tendency to relate anything good with sweet and the awful ones with bitter. Which one would you prefer between sweet and bitter? Majority would go for sweet. Is bitter really that bad? Sweetness appears to have the highest taste recognition threshold, whereas bitterness has the lowest detection threshold, meaning you could perceive even very minute amount of bitterness in a substance, but you need a lot more sweetness to taste something really sweet. It must have helped our human primate ancestors to understand that sweetness indicates energy density while bitterness tends to indicate toxicity. Since then, sweetness and bitterness are always used as extreme opposites in most of the contexts. In that case, bitter things should act opposite to what sweet things does, right? While modern science has no clue about it, Ayurveda says yes. You know that anything with sweet taste can increase your body weight. Then what does bitter do? Does it decrease the weight? Ayurveda says yes. This is Dr.Sreeraj, and in this video, let us see how does a particular taste make an impact on our health. We all crave for taste, more than what we seek for food. We try to satisfy a greedy, selfish, insatiable tongue more than feeding what an average stomach needs. Modern science classified the taste based on the way you perceive it with your taste buds, whereas Ayurveda classifies taste based on the way each taste acts on your body. Based on the karma. Now you wonder what taste has to do with the effect of a substance. It's only something what you feel with the tongue, right? No. According to Ayurveda, taste, along with 4 other pharmacological factors, decides the effect of a substance on us. They are rasa, guna, virya, vipaka, and prabhava. According to modern science, taste receptors in our mouth can sense 5 taste modalities. That is sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and savory, or otherwise called as umami. Whereas Ayurveda explains about 6 tastes named as Mathura, Amla, Lavana, Thitha, Katu, and Kashaya, translated as sweet, sour, salty, bitter, pungent, and astringent respectively. In fact, the exact translation of rasa itself is not mere taste, because it's not really always the literal taste that's perceived with your taste buds. More than what you feel with your tongue, it's also the nature of that substance. For example, the taste of ashwagandha, which is a popular drug, is not sweet when you chew any part of the plant. It instead feels bitter on your tongue. But Ayurveda classified ashwagandha as sweet in taste. Similarly, the meat of most animals are classified as sweet, but they are not felt as sweet for your tongue. There are many such exceptional drugs like amalaki or gooseberry, which is said to have 5 tastes except the salty taste. Garlic also supposed to have 5 tastes. So their effects are also very, very diverse. It's not possible to exactly translate everything in Ayurveda, but you can only experience it. The current developed science can accurately measure almost anything in quantities and can even find the intensity of a particular taste just by measuring the concentration of what it contains. Whereas Ayurveda was mostly relying upon the qualities. So the concept of taste was also developed based on the qualities of those tastes. Taste is decided and differentiated depending upon the domination of 5 elements in a substance. Those dominants cannot be measured with scales. Now that you could easily tell that a substance tastes sweet because it contains some kind of sugar molecule. And the same way, sodium ions makes things salty, and the presence of organic acids makes things sour, etc. But back then, there was no such tools to measure things in quantities. But the level of their observation was superhuman. They carefully examined almost everything around them, including foods and drugs, observed their actions precisely on as many individuals as possible, and found their qualities by comparing one another, calculated their Panchamahabhuta predominance, and then segregated them as 6 tastes. To specifically distinguish one taste from another, they even made definitions for each taste. For example, sweet was defined as a taste that is most addictive and the one that flies and ants are mostly fond of. Similarly, sour taste was defined as the one that gives you goosebumps and makes you drool. Salt was defined as mouth-watering and makes food tasty. Bitter taste can mask the perception of other tastes and cleans the tongue. Pungent taste was defined as the one that makes your eyes and nose watery. Astringent or Kashaya rasa makes the tongue totally inactive, etc. They wanted to document, transcript and convey exactly their findings to the next generation. Like the 3 doshas or the 7 dhatus or the 6 seasons of an year or the 5 elements of the universe, the 6 tastes are also listed in a specific order to help us to memorize the qualities and effects of them easily. It's like a scale which starts with a specific quality at one end, goes to a different one in the middle, and then becomes extreme opposite on the other side. So let's see how the scale goes and what it does on either sides. To understand this completely, you may have to refer one of my old video which clearly tells about the qualities of each elements and doshas. Mathura or the sweet tasting substances are dominant with earth and water element. So it has properties of those elements such as it is moist, cold in potency and guru or hard to digest. So it increases kapha and simultaneously reduces pitta and vata because most of those properties are opposite to pitta and vata. It helps childhood growth and nourishment of all the tissues of the body. It gives us energy, it's good for children and for lean people. It's good for skin and hair, but you shouldn't take it in excess in conditions like obesity, indigestion, throat infection, vomiting, headache, migraine, worm infestation, etc. All the macronutrients like carbohydrates, proteins and fats can be taken as having more of Mathura rasa in dominance. Amla or sour, the second taste, is having mostly pitta predominant qualities, means they are more acidic. It is hot in potency. The dominance of earth and fire elements make it so. If used in excess, it can make your skin dry, make your bones brittle, can create ulcers, heartburn, bleeding disorders, hyperacidity, vision impairment, itching, etc. But it can help you for digestion and improves your appetite. So if you're one of those who takes a lemon juice regularly, make sure it suits your prakriti. Most things that are amla in taste is usually rich in vitamins. Most fruits contains them. Lavana or the salty taste has more dominance of water and fire elements. So has the tendency to increase the qualities of those elements. It increases pitta qualities and reduces vata qualities. It also acts as a flavor enhancer. It enhances sweetness and round out overall flavor. It helps digestion and relieves constipation. But taking too much of it can increase the risk of heart disease, blood pressure, grey hair, baldness, skin disorder, gouty arthritis, edema, kidney issues, etc. You get some minerals and alkalis from Lavana. The fourth one, Thitha or the bitter taste, will reduce pitta and kapha, but it increases vata. Air and ether elements are dominant in bitter substances. Bitter by itself is bad to taste, but such substances can increase your taste perception in general. It is given in loss of taste, nausea, skin ailments, fever, acidity, etc. Taking anything that is too much bitter can reduce your weight. When skin patients are given Ayurvedic medicines, they tend to lose weight as those medicines are mostly very bitter in taste. I've noticed when I give medication to reduce kapha for some other ailments, people lose weight even if losing weight is not in their bucket list. Katu or pungent taste is exactly the piercing taste of a chili. The word pungency is not a colloquial term, but we use it purposely to differentiate the potential ambiguity arising from the use of words like hot and spicy, which can also refer to temperature and the presence of spices, respectively. Any pungent thing will have the dominance of the air and fire elements. So it increases pitta and vata but reduces kapha. So it can create quick hiccups, acidity, heartburn, stomach ulcers, irritable bowels, piles and other anorectal problems. Reducing it would be good for you if you are vulnerable for any such conditions. But adding adequate amount of it can actually reduce cholesterol and excess kapha in the body. Most condiments that we use in our curries are pungent in taste. If used in the right doses, it can improve taste, digestion, it can reduce obesity, and it acts as a natural blood thinner. The last taste, kashaya or astringent, is said to have dominant properties of air and earth element. So it increases vata and reduces kapha and pitta. It can create dryness and constipation, but it can heal all the ulcers in your body. I'm not going into the medicinal details of each of those teas, but there are about 63 combinations of these 6 teas are told to be used for medicinal purposes. As far as a normal human being is concerned, it's told to use all the teas in your regular meals and never overuse any of them. That's all about the concept of 6 teas in Ayurveda. Hope you like this video and will be able to implement some of these informations in your day-to-day life too. Stay tuned for more. Until I see you in the next one, take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.